How to always be in a soul state?
You have to study. You have to read books. You have to be with people who are soul conscious. You have to do a lot of meditation. So many things are there to be always in soul consciousness. You must do a lot of meditation. You must read a lot of books. You must have soul friends. You must become a member of a soul organization. Join PSSM, Pyramid Spiritual Society Movement, where everybody has got soul consciousness.
How to develop interest in reading books, sir?
You have to read books. You have to develop interest.
Okay.
You develop interest in reading books by reading books. That's all.
Okay.
There is no other way. There is no easy way. There is only one hard way, doing things perfectly. You must keep on reading books.
Great evening and happy morning to all dear friends from East. A warm welcome to all of you for today's masterclass, that is our Saturday special. And we are very, very pleased to welcome Sridevi Madam for today's session. A warm welcome to you, Madam. And she is going to talk about the topic Neurons of Nurture. So first we will do the meditation. Okay, Madam? Yeah. Let us do the meditation first,
Yes.
then we will move into the session. The meditation, what we are practicing is breath mindfulness meditation. Sit comfortably. If you are wearing specs, please remove your specs and close your eyes and clasp your fingers into fingers and place it on your lap and cross your legs and absorb your normal, gentle, natural breath and be in the emptiness as long as possible. So now we will do the meditation with Chandra Sir's guidance and the music.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, with your hands on your chest area, resting your attention on your heart center. Connect with your beautiful heart. with your attention on your heart center, with a slow, long, relaxing breath. Can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the seat of all emotions, nurturing all life. With its energies of love, compassion, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past or from the vision of your future where you feel enormous love, joy, gratitude, or simply bring up an experience in the present, smelling a flower, playing in water, taking a walk in nature, helping somebody in need. Imagine and bring up that moment and feel that energy. Relive that moment and feel that energy. And allow yourself to spread that energy onto everything and everyone on this planet, or to someone who is in need, to help them heal, to help them elevate themselves. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. We're all deeply interconnected. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in a powerful group meditation, harnessing the energies of the group. When you observe your breath, your mind slowly becomes empty. As the mind is becoming less and less of thought, calmer and calmer, allow yourself to experience that greater calmness inside of you, emptiness all around you. your breath. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience emptiness, that calmness. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of energy. The field of limitless possibilities. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, blackness of no body, of no thing, the more experiences you draw into your life. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize you are in thought, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that emptiness, that field of light. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. The longer we stay in the empty states of mind, the more you transcend your body. You go beyond matter. You experience emptiness and energy. Relax, dear friends. You planted seeds of possibilities. You primed your subconscious. Recognize that whatever you emotionally embrace is manifesting into your physicality. Be grateful for this opportunity to create. Be grateful for to everything and everyone who will help you to create this future. Your gratitude to your parents, teachers, mentors, family, friends, everyone in your life. To this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to technology, all systems, governments, companies, to yourself, and to this intelligent quantum field for helping us experience, helping us create a new life. Gratitude moves us into coherence and helps us draw and create more. Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What have you experienced? Whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes.
Welcome back, all of you dear friends. Hope you all enjoyed the meditation. Now we are back into the session. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you who are joined late. And we are very, very fortunate to have Sridevi Madam with us for today's session. That's our master class. And she's going to discuss about the topic Neurons of Nurture. Before that, let me introduce her. Sridevi Sankar works in the University of Wisconsin Division of Extension for a statewide nutrition program. She coaches and mentors nutrition educators and teaches youth and adults about making healthy choices. She lives in Sun Prairie, WI, with her lovely family, her husband, mother-in-law, and her 3 boys. She has been practicing meditation for over 20 years. It has been an amazing journey since then with transformation in personal and professional life. Sridevi volunteers with Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation and also serves as a board member and CFO of Buddha CEO USA. She also volunteers with Chandrasekhara Mahaswamy Pyramid Meditation Center near Vizag. A warm welcome to you, madam. This topic, that is neurons of nurture, is quite new and unique to all of us. So let us listen from you directly. Over to you, madam.
Thank you so much, Vidya madam. Hello, everyone. Before we get started, my deepest gratitude to Brahmarshi Patri sir, who introduced this simple yet profound breath meditation, which changed our lives inside out. My deepest gratitude to Patri sir, and also my heartfelt gratitude to Buddha CEO team. I've been associated with Buddha CEO for the last 5 years, which helped me learn so many things. And also, this is a great platform for all of us to learn and grow together. So today, I'm really excited to talk about the topic Neurons of Nurture. You can show me with your hands, or like you can type up in the chat. How many of you heard the word mirror neurons before? Vidya ma'am says yes. That's Nigeria. Okay, so we have a mix, like we have two of you who said yes, and then so this is a new concept. Even when I came to learn about mirror neurons a few years back, it was very new to me as well, and I thought it was very interesting. So I'm going to share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay, thank you. So neurons of nurture, like every one of us carry a silent inheritance. It's not about money or property, but patterns the way we speak, the way we react under stress, the way we love, right? So these are like inherent qualities that we acquire. Like, how do we acquire those qualities? And these patterns are not taught in textbooks. They are absorbed almost invisibly, like we don't even know that we are absorbing those patterns through simple act of being in the presence of another human. And we will talk more about this as we go through this class. And from our earliest days, our brain is shaped by what we call as neurons of nurture, the circuits that sculpted by care, safety, and connection, whether it can be our childhood days with our parents, the environment that we grew up in. But this raises a beautiful mystery. How does nurture actually enter the nervous system? So, for example, if I grew up in a house with my siblings and my parents, how does that have effect on my nervous system, on my brain? So, how does a child learn calmness from a calm parent or anxiety from an anxious parent, without a single word being spoken, right? So the way we nurture literally wires our brain. And the answer lies in one of the most recent discoveries. I think these discoveries happened in the early 1990s in neuroscience. These are called the mirror neurons. And when I first heard the word mirror neurons, I never thought it would have an effect in a lot of areas and a lot of aspects of our life. So mirror neurons, what exactly are they? They are like the special type of brain cells that respond when we perform an action or when we see someone else perform the same action. For example, first when I think they found in primates, like in monkeys, they saw a monkey eating a nut, and they saw the same light signaling in the brain of the monkey when they saw this monkey is observing another monkey. So there are two ways that the mirror neurons like light up. Once when we perform an action, or when we see someone else doing it in front of us, when we are observing it. So these neurons are thought to play a crucial a role in learning through imitation, empathy, and understanding others' intentions. So when we say imitation or mimicking, a lot of our when we look back in our lives, there are so many things which we acquire from our parents, or our teachers, or our childhood friends, right? So we try to mimic, like if we have somebody like a role model, sometimes we observe some things and then we absorb them, and that becomes our pattern. For example, when you smile at a child, their mirror neurons, they fire as they are seeing themselves, as they're smiling themselves. So when you see, like randomly you're walking on a street, you see a stranger, you smile, and automatically they smile back at you, right? Like most of the times. And for example, like a lot of us have this experience as well. When we are watching a humorous movie or an emotional movie, you tend to feel those emotions. You laugh when there is a laughing scene in the show or movie that you're watching. Or if there is an emotional scene, some people like cry, or you feel those emotions. We don't even know who those people are, but you just connect to them. So this mirroring effect helps children learn social behaviors and develop emotional connections. And like I said, we will go through each area of our lives. These are the neurons that allow us to feel into another person. Like this is where empathy develops. Like you empathize with the other person, like how they are feeling, what they are feeling, to resonate with their emotions, to internalize their behaviors. In many ways, neurons are the biological bridge through which nurture becomes wiring. We all have, I know Chandra sir explained about brainwaves this past week in our first week of 40-day Renew meditation program. And we will learn more about those neuroscience topics as we go in our 40-day journey. So we know nurses that fire together, right? So they're forming these neurons, they're a biological bridge. And mirror neurons, like I said, they were first discovered in primates and later identified in human beings as well. And they emphasize that help us feel into others' experiences. And they allow us to absorb emotional states, behaviors, and intentions. So let's look at how mirror neurons in meditation. So a lot of us took this. I know how many of you are new to meditation, this 40-day program, and some of us have been practicing this breath meditation program, breath meditation. So mirror neurons in meditation, whether you are doing individually or a practice of group meditation, it engages your mirror neuron system in ways that deepen awareness and emotional resonance. So, for example, if you're individually practicing, you feel that calmness. But when you are in a group meditation, it amplifies, the effect amplifies. And you see that difference comes so quickly. You get into that state very quickly because you are not knowingly, you are in synchronity with the system, the other meditators as well. So that one, how they help, there are couple of things that where we can look into. Enhancing empathy and compassion. So yesterday, Chandra sir talked about, or today in India, the talking about heart elevation, right? Like practices of gratitude that we do at the end of meditation, and mindfulness practices. We do that, which strengthen our brain's capacity to resonate with others' emotions. For example, when I started meditation like a couple of years back, um, I remember one of my cousin who was introducing me to meditation, he was talking about being a vegetarian. And at that time, I was a science student. I literally would argue with him and say, hey, this is food chain. There is nothing that you don't have to feel bad if you're eating meat or any animal protein. At that time, I never thought about that. But after few days of meditation practice, nobody told me, like not my parents, or like, I did not get influenced by anybody. It just came from within me, that compassion. I started being a vegetarian. And it happened very naturally. Nobody forced me to do it, but it just happened naturally. So when we start meditating, you feel that compassion and love towards other beings as well. And co-regulation in group meditation. When you're meditating with others, your nervous synchronizes with the calm states of those around you. Like just like, many of us committed to this 40-day program, we have done several 40-day meditation program. And we know when we get into that group meditation, you kind of like get into that emptiness. I know each experience is different, but it gets like, for some of us, we get quickly, or sometimes it takes a little time, but that there is a difference for like group meditation. You see the difference where your nervous system subtly synchronizes with the others in the group as well. And then internal modeling of calm. When you see your meditation coach or teacher, like for example, Chandra sir saying it in a very subtle voice, and when he's like doing that leading of meditation, that gentle tone also activates our mirror neurons, helping our bodies adapt that same state. So when you see the other person in a calm state, you feel that too. A lot of times when you go to certain places, you automatically think, oh, when I came into this place, I feel really calmer. And when we experience that when we go into the nature or some sacred places, you automatically feel that calmness because of the energy that that place is carrying. And meditation becomes not just an internal practice, but also a relational one. Your brain is learning, right? And your calmness is being mirroring. Like I said, like, if the teacher is like being calm, then automatically the people who are like listening to the teacher always gets that calmer state as well. And recently, this past summer, like we had an advanced meditation retreat here in Mount Shasta in California. The moment, like, it used to be early meditations in the morning, but the moment you step in, you don't feel like you didn't have sleep, or like, oh, you have to wake up early in the morning. The moment we stepped into that room, like with so many meditators, that we all felt that energy of the room shift. When someone like grounded walks in, you feel that, like, the calmness in the room. And this is my personal experience when I go to these, like, group meditations or like advanced meditation retreats. Mirror neurons create unconscious synchrony, a shared nervous system between all of us. So that is why, like, these practices do play a profound role in our life. And the bigger thing, like parenting. Joe Dispenza and like a lot of other masters say parenting is the shortest form of enlightenment. We learned so many things as a parent. As a parent of 3 boys, I always feel like we learn every day. It's like a continuous learning process. And how do mirror neurons act in parenting? It's like, this is, like I said, one of the most powerful arenas where mirror neurons shape development, because your child is observing you since they're born. And when they're like growing up, you are like in front of them, right? So they're like seeing you. They're not listening to what you're saying, but they're observing you. And we have heard this several times from several, like, influential people, like, your child does not listen to what you're saying, but they observe what you are doing. And the first one is like emotional co-regulation. This is like a two-way street. Let's say when a child is upset, right? And then their emotional states get triggered, something inside of and then automatically, if the parent sees the child is upset, the parent also gets that emotional triggered within themselves. Maybe the child's anger or their sadness or their frustration. And parents may even find themselves getting angry or upset in response to their feelings, which can complicate the situation, right? So this is where meditation, like, does help us, because when we start meditating, we become more aware of our thoughts, our words and actions. So when a parent find themselves getting angry or upset, this is where the concept of emotional co-regulation comes into play. And co-regulation is the process of one person helping another regulate their emotions. In case of parents and children, it's an essential part of emotional development. Let's say our mirror neurons are creating an emotional connection between us and our children. So, for example, if my children see that I'm like stressed out, I know this when my kids were very young, getting them ready for school, right? That's like always like a high stress time for parents because I have to go to work at certain time and then like get these kids ready. Even between my husband and I, shuffling, we still had problem like sometimes them getting ready, sometimes they're very tired or they spill something, automatically your stress level increases. Oh my God, now I don't have time. And the way we react, it automatically comes. But that's when we need to recognize how can I like respond in a proper way so that the child doesn't do when these kind of situations come to them, right? When you are yelling at the child thinks that's the normal pattern and then they repeat it when they are adults or then when they see somebody is not doing things in their way, they start like responding that way, they're reacting that way. So when a child is distressed or the parent's brain can mirror their emotional state. However, if you're not aware of your emotional triggers and don't know how to regulate your emotions, you may unknowingly you add intensity to that situation that escalates the situation, right? You feel like the child argues or you argue and then they start crying. It just gets the situation more worse. So on the other hand, when you manage that emotion effectively, you create a stabilizing presence. Okay, that's spilled, that's okay, we can clean it later on, or like we can come back to it when we come back home, something like that. But this is an easy thing to say, but at that moment it's hard to put in practice. And this is where when we start regularly practicing meditation and reading books, that awareness develops in us. On the other hand, like this doesn't also mean you're suppressing your emotions or ignoring them. You just feel like you're responding to them in a calm and a constructive way. And when you start doing grounding, okay, this happened and I'm going to just take that pause for a few seconds, how you are going to respond to that situation. When you are saying something to your child and they argue, they say, oh no, this is not how I want to do it. Maybe then we can pause for a few seconds and see like, how can I better address that? And like I said, this is easy to say, but harder when you're challenging, when you're implementing it. And think of emotional regulation as a sort of emotional dance between you and your child. If you stay calm, your child can mirror that calmness. And if you become overwhelmed or tensed, then your child is mirroring that emotional chaos. So it's in our hands. It's a very delicate balance, but also like a powerful opportunity for growth and connection. And a renowned Japanese parenting advisor who nurtured her successful triplet sons, what she says is like mirroring children's words can be more impactful than conventional methods like praise or punishment. So when a child comes to you and says something, you don't agree with that statement, but still you can repeat that same statement to the child saying like, I hear that you are saying this, I so that the child feels okay, I'm being heard, I'm being somebody is acknowledging me what I'm saying. And you don't have to be in agreement with what they're saying, but it's just very very helpful to help the child think that they are being heard. And instead of reacting hastily to undesirable behaviors, it's crucial to listen intently and then also repeat, like I said, what the child is expressing. So it provides them reassurance that they're being heard. And this approach doesn't necessarily need your agreement with children, it encourages open dialogue. And then the children can articulate their feelings like more openly with the parents. And that creates a room for like open conversation between the parent and the child. And there are a lot of other ways that where the important role in play of these areas as well. like communication patterns. How is your voice? Sometimes, the voice, the tone of the voice plays a huge role. If you say it in an angry voice, it increases or escalates the emotions of the child. So saying that same word, you want to be like, a little like consistent and assertive with what you want to say. Like, let's say it's like a disciplined one, but still you can say it in a voice that has that tone where you are not being too loud or too soft, but telling it in a way that, hey, this is what we're doing, but in a very gentle tone. That kind of helps the child understand, understand better. And also empathy, like empathizing with their feelings. And then self-care, like whatever you are doing, self-care. Let's say if I do early in the morning, my kids have seen me practice meditation in the morning every single day. So I don't know if they practice it every single day today, at this time, but I'm sure that they will pick up that practice as they grow up because they've seen that in the home, like, my parents, my mom and dad, because my husband does morning and night meditation, and I do morning and night. Night, I do more of morning meditation. So they see that pattern, right, in the household, my mother-in-law meditating. So they see that pattern and they pick that up. We might think like, oh, right now they're not doing it regularly, but it is already seeded in their brain, which they pick up later on. So children don't learn from what we say, but they learn from who we are. That is a very, very big statement that all of us have to keep telling ourselves. And it's an important concept, especially in parenting. And then moving on to career and professional life. So whether same thing, mirror neurons, how they play a crucial role in our career, especially leadership and influence. Like if you have a manager or a higher official that is always stressed, then that influence automatically falls on the subordinates. When I, like last year, when I was like coaching and mentoring educators, there are some people who needed assistance. And if I, even though I don't know what exactly that situation is, if I think like, oh, this is going to happen, and then that causes more stress in them. I'm like, okay, let's see like how we can work this and figure out this situation. The voice really, again, here, the voice of the tone really, really matters, the tone, because if you're being like quiet and calm, that kind of gives that reassurance to your subordinate or to your colleagues. Okay, we can make this work. And then leaders who model like calm, confidence, and clarity triggers similar states in their teams. We have like, I'm going to share one experience from my professional life. We have a great office, and like, our administrator used to be like very calm and quiet, always very supportive. But we have somebody from the state level who, whenever we see her, she always had this to-do list, like check, check, check. And then it's always like a pressure. Like when we come out of that meeting, we always felt pressurized because, okay, this is what we need to do. And we never had the sense of accomplishment because the way the meeting was handled was very stressful and very pressurized. And that modeling behavior definitely has influence on our colleagues. And it's like an emotional contagion, right? If you are being positive, you are spreaded by positive people. And negativity, same thing. Like, you are like surrounded by that kind of people around. So spreading through mirror neuron activation, like it's very important that how we are handling things at workplace as well. And communication, body language, tone, and pacing, and building the trust and connection between colleagues. There might be some things you are not in alignment with whatever your colleagues are saying at that time. But maybe there is a way to tell how you wanted the things to happen, which works for both of you, right? Not in your way or their way, but how can we work together to make this have a better outcome for the organization? Not individual benefit, but for the organizational benefit, right? And how we can do it in a more cohesive way. And again, observational learning, like, some communication and rapport, like I said, it's a very important part. And skill learning, as we are like, nowadays, everything we have to learn new skill every single day. Like things change at a very faster pace. So when you have like, that observational learning, you watch somebody doing a skill or perform a task, that activates mirror neurons and accelerates skill acquisition. Yeah, somebody is teaching at your office a new technology or a new skill that you needed for your job. And then the mirror neurons do have an influence on that, like, how you can acquire that skill. And the leader who, like, there's a small story, like I already shared about my work experience, the leader who changed a team without a speech. So there is a office where a new manager joined in a stressful team. And then instead of like, she saw that the teammates are all stressed and with the deadlines and everything, what she started doing is she did not like push on productivity. She did not say like, hey, we need to meet this goal. We need to have this increased productivity. She did not say that. She just modeled that calm focus. She spoke slowly. She paused before responding and she didn't rush. She kept her tone steady. And after 2 weeks, the energy of the whole team has been shifted, and then they have been less chaotic, and then the productivity increased because everybody are like taking that ownership, and then they started listening to each other's ideas, and then they started supporting each other. So things like, when we start being patient and like things work in our way. And so also we all worked with someone whose presence changes the whole room. Sometimes you see like some people, you don't even know who they are, but the moment you talk to them, you see that your energy levels are shifting. You see like you feel that calmness. And we might have experienced whether in professional life or personal life. So how that one person can change the energy in the whole room. And in other areas of life, mirror neurons and relationships. So it's the same with like, spouses, like, your how your emotions can co-regulate each other's nervous system. If you are like, again, the voice is that really matters, and how you are like responding rather than reacting. And that emotional resonance is very important. And creativity, like, and art, like, for example, you wanted to take music class or like art. The same when you're watching something like, like for example, if you like dancing, you're watching somebody, it activates the same neural circuits as you're performing them. There is this example in Joe Dispenza's book, right? They're visualizing how they're playing the piano, their movement, the finger movement and everything. So the circuits, which are like mirror neurons, by the observing or doing the action, right? So how we can like learn some creative arts. And education, the same thing. We all remember like one of our favorite childhood teachers, right? Who never, we can't forget, even though we are old enough, like, oh, that teacher really influenced my life because the way she modeled the behavior. So that also plays a very crucial role as well, mirror neurons. And personal growth. Surrounding yourself with emotionally regulated, mindful people shapes your own patterns through mirror neurons. And Sajjan Sangatya, that's a very thing that is emphasized even in Buddha CEO. That's why we have these like platforms of master classes, book clubs. There is a space where we kind of relate with other people, right? So this is very important for our personal growth as well. And how we can relate to all areas of our life, like, how we connect, how we learn, how we regulate our emotions, how we lead, how we parent, and how we grow. All these are like, the mirror neurons do play a crucial role. We become what we repeatedly observe. What you are observing, like, if you are watching something that is like negative, or you're kind of observing that without unknowingly, that patterns start developing in us. So we become what we repeatedly observe. So with that, I want you guys all to think about, I don't know how much time we have, but this is a reflection question for all of you. Who are you mirroring in your life right now? Who is mirroring you? So there are two aspects to this question. Who are you mirroring? It can be a parent or teacher, or like, mostly kind of like mirroring is like with parent or a close relationship. And who is mirroring you? I want you to think about that. And thank you all so much for listening to me. As I did this presentation, I also learned so many things and it helped me explore something new as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity. If anybody wants to talk about that reflection question, please feel free to.
Anyone wants to ask the questions to Sridevi Madam, you can ask. Or if you want to share your own experience of mirror neurons, you can do sharing.
Yeah, it's important for us to also maybe put that effort to see, recognize who we are mirroring or who is mirroring us. We have Kiran sir raise his hand.
Thank you, Sridevi Madam. Wonderfully explained. And actually, I'm outside. I am not able to turn on my video. And I am able to correlate, ma'am, most of the examples because, live in the same situation and going through the kids, morning waking up and then getting them ready to take them to the bus and or getting them to the school is the most challenging for the younger kids. And the stress levels at that time was super high. With the daughters, especially, they take time to get ready. And, I was always comparing my sister with my kids. And my sister did not pay attention to the cosmetics and things. And at the, age and the family circumstance and the time when we were growing up, she was more focused on her um, education. And when I was trying to run parallels with my sister and my daughters, I was asking them to not focus on cosmetics. That drifted me away from them. Also, comparing kids to something else, somebody else. Everybody has their own life plan, and the age and the place and the situation where they are in. Uh, they are not born to align themselves to your life plan. They have their own choices. They are here to, uh, have their own experiences. Once you recognize that and give them some leeway and try to have your mirror neurons and try to look at yourself and see how am I behaving and what are they trying to expect from or learning from me to adjust to the situation has really improved my relationship with them. Thank you very much. I can correlate all what you're saying. Probably I'll go ahead and re-listen to the whole slides. I want to thank you very much. It's very wonderful presentation, and would like to go through it one more time. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Kiran sir.
Yes, Sridevi Madam. One Sridevi to another Sridevi Madam.
Hi, Sridevi madam. Oh, sorry, I'm in the morning, not camera ready, but I
No
was
way.
listening. Yeah, I think I just started mine listening when you're in the in between. Just started, I guess you probably. But it was a great topic. It was the when I did the reflection, the mirror, 7 mirrors of reflection relationships also, and putting this one in a scientific way, really how our neurons, fire and all of that. It's really simple to understand, and our brain starts to think, wow, simple things matter. We don't know all of this behind what is happening really, but it matters the most. What stuck to me, or what I which I changed after meditation, is one of the big thing you mentioned. The tone matters. It is so important. The tone is what irritates someone. When you are in a, same thing can be told in a nicer way or in a very emotional way, and the impact or how they receive other people are going to be, whether you're expecting a result, that's going to be same, maybe whichever tone you are, maybe not. Even it is better when you are with a smoother, calmer tone. Increases confidence, as you said, that we're acknowledging that even though we're not supporting. uh, Wonderful the way you connected and explained that. I realized very later, especially with my first kid, I always, my emotion, because I wasn't completely calm inside. What I'm going to spill is what I'm filled with. So that is when we change ourselves inside, naturally that emotion or that tone also comes out much more, not in a reactive way, but calmer, responsive way. Wonderful. Thank you, Sridevi, man. So nice to
Yes.
hear.
Thank
Hear
you.
you after a while.
Yes. Thank you, Sridevi madam. Yeah, I think all of us can relate to what you and Kiran sir said too, like how our tone, like sometimes we want to do it in a calmer way, but the situation, like we just had in a rush or something, and the voice like
Mm-hmm.
randomly. And my kids always bring up one thing. They remember the good things, but if we ever act in a different way, they remember those things in particular. They say, like,
Yes.
when you did this, remember you broke our toy that time. So something like that. They remember those kind of things so well. I'm like, why are you guys not remembering what the good things we have done? And then they're like, no, that kind of, I think, has an effect on their brain. They
Yes.
remember those things, like how we reacted to certain things. Like you said, as a parent, there is no perfect parenting, right? We are all still learning, and it happens at any age, no matter like how old
Yes.
your child is, it happens. It's a continuous process. Thank you, Sridevi madam.
Thank you.
Is anyone? Actually, Sridevi madam, just I want to tell you, talked about a parenting, na? How the child and parent relationship, that how the mirror neurons are working out. So I felt this can be applied even to the adults. So yeah, so that relationship what we maintain with our spouse or our friend or even with our elderly people also, the same mirror neurons that we can, I feel it we can we can get connected to that one. So I think this mirror neuron is effective not only for the parents, it is even for the grown-ups, adults, one for any age. Because two important thing here I got resonate with this is, one is the emotional regulation, what we call react and respond. So that means, see, whatever the mirror neurons are working, that is the reaction. We have to give a pass, step back, and then respond. So now that is one thing. So normally, without our knowledge, we are only engaging in the reaction mode. So it is not only with the child and the parent, but it is also for the adults also. They are doing it in the reactive manner. Means it gives a warning. What you have told to us is that mirror neurons, we are just reflecting this on others also. Whatever somebody is telling, we are reflecting the same thing. So there has to be a conscious thinking in us. This is working. Give a pass and then start responding. The same way, sympathy and empathy also I felt it. So normally when people tell something about it, no, we are carried away in the sympathy and we just get drowned in their own emotions. So what the suggestions we give, we don't know whether it is right or not. It is going to help them. So when we apply the same mirror neurons and say it is not a sympathy that we have to extend, it is a empathy that we have to do it and make the people to find out their own solution in their own way to go ahead in the life. So we have to be an helper and an instrument to find their own solutions rather than we giving it to them. Means we have to be an empathetic mode. So that empathy also is created by the mirror neurons. As you said, I could relate both the things and also. And one more thing, what it has said is, we heard about the mirror neurons, we know about the neurons, but how that is working in us. Actually, practically, you explained it in a more detailed manner and in a simple understanding way. Even when you told in the group meditation, this mirror neurons are working means we have to have an higher responsibility to maintain the emptiness for a longer time so that that emptiness is also spread on to the others apart from the energy and the calmness. Right? So these are all a very crucial things and very valuable informations you have given it to us. Thank you, Sridevi Madam, for taking time and given us a beautiful and a very insightful neurons, the mirror neurons. Even you said very simply, the smile also is a mirror neuron. So whenever we smile and other person smiles, I think we can remember you always. You have put that mirror neurons inside us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vidya Madam. You summarized it very well. Yes.
Yeah. And one more thing, you tell very simply, the mirror neurons work when we observe someone or when we do some actions. So these two things, I think we have to keep always in the mind. So when we keep it in the mind, we will relate to the mirror neurons, then our behavior also, we can regulate in our day-to-day life. I think whether, as you said, whether it is a boss or you are a co-worker or you are a colleague, I think the same thing applies everywhere. Yeah.
Especially with our immediate relations. Yeah, absolutely. With our spouses or in-laws or kids, anybody, right? So that helps us better understand, and then like how we can like respond rather than react. For sure.
Actually, we say no, nurturing neurons means we are giving good stuff to the brain so that the brain creates a better experience and we live a better and meaningful life. But here, the another one beautiful spot has come. That is the mirror neurons. We have to more conscious and cautious about the mirror neuron because what we reflect is what we reflect on others. So thank you so much, Madam, for a wonderful session. All the things. You have taken time and you have come to our session and given a very beautiful section. The topic is, as I told in the beginning of the section, quite new. So we learned a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
On behalf of everyone, I give a very, very big thanks to you. And also equally, I thank all the participants who have joined today, taken a time and enjoyed the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a nice weekend and see you all next Saturday in another masterclass. Thank you, Sai, for being with us. And thank you, Bharat, also.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
who is
very
with
much.
us.
Thank you, Sai. Thank you, everybody.
Sometimes I'm not sure who I am, or even if I'm where I'm supposed to be. Grateful for all of my memories, starting to feel like I need new air. Today isn't my forever. I'm always changing for